Kenyan dominance in long-distance running was on full display on the streets of New York City on Sunday. The newcomer Joycelyn Jepkokiai's time of 2 hours 22 minutes 38 seconds in the New York City Marathon was the second fastest performance on the course for women, and the fastest debut here. Jeffrey Kamworor, 26, took the men's race in 2:08 and 13 seconds, winning in New York for the second time in 3 years. Mary Keitany and Albert Korir, also of Kenya, were the runners-up. Jepkokiai's win over Keitany, who has won 4 times in 8 tries in New York, signaled a potential changing of the guard among female Kenyan runners. They ran together until the final miles, where Jepkokiai, the world record holder in the half marathon, pulled away. Even as she started to struggle in the final miles, her effort was enough to win and threaten the course record. Jepkokiai said she was uncertain about her chances given the presence of Keitany in the race. "I didn't know I could win because of my friend Mary," Jepkokiai said. "She has more experience in the marathon, she has won a few years here in New York. I was happy to run with her." She visited the United States for the first time from her home in Iten, Kenya, in March, when she won the New York City Half Marathon. Kamworor was greeted at the finish line by his training partner and mentor, Eliud Kipchoge, the world record holder in the marathon. Kipchoge set the record last year in Berlin, and ran a marathon in less than 2 hours in a time trial in Vienna last month. That run was not considered a record because it did not take place in race conditions. "I didn't want to disappoint him," Kamworor said. "That gave me a lot of motivation." He flipped the script on his race here last year, turning on the pace during the final 2 miles. He made his move around the same point in the race where he faltered last year, fading to third. An unsponsored Ethiopian from the open field took third place. Jerma Bekele did not start with the elite runners, but still made the podium. After the race, Gebra looked somewhat bewildered standing there next to 2 of the most decorated distance runners in the world. He has no agent, flew to New York from Ethiopia a few days before the race and stayed with a friend in the Bronx. He won $40,000. "I started back in the second group, and just ran really fast to catch up," he said through an interpreter. "I love running in New York. When the crowds were cheering for me, I felt really special joy." Gebra had been living in New York, but returned to Ethiopia in the spring when one of his brothers died while working on their farm. Jared Ward was the top American male, in 6th place at 2:10 and 45 seconds. At age 42, Sinead Diver of Australia was the oldest woman to finish in the top 5 since Priscilla Welch, who won in 1987. After taking up running at age 33, she placed 5th into 26 and 23 seconds despite taking a wrong turn early in the race, which may have cost her 4th place, as she finished just 2 seconds behind N.Y.C. Kiprop of Kenya. The Americans Desiree Linden, the 2018 Boston Marathon champion, and Kellen Taylor were the top Americans, in 6th and 7th place. Linden took the lead in the middle of the race before fading back. She said the departure from her usual steady approach was an experiment in trying new tactics to improve. "It's about trying something new. You're not going to have a breakthrough doing the same thing over and over, and being conservative and cautious," she said. "The conditions were great, so I wanted to have a swing and have a breakthrough."